Hello, guys. We will talk about what is exactly placement assistance and what you should expect from uh, any training institute as far as the placement assistance is concerned. First of all, you will have to look after whether the guy who is teaching you is an industry expert or not. That's the foremost and very important thing to understand. The second thing is the connections in industry are extremely important. You just cannot ignore the connections that particular guy or the team is having. The next to that particular part after connections is your own profile. So you will have to focus on your own profile creation and get it scrutinized, get it optimized for various things. First is your experience. Never fake out any of your experience. Industry doesn't like it. If you get caught up, you are going to get fired immediately. Okay, so never ever lie. It's okay if you are preparing for some competitive exams. Just put in for 2 years I prepared for competitive exams. It is okay if you have family issues, if you have any medical emergencies, just put it there. Don't fake out. Okay, that's a very important thing to do, because if you as I mentioned earlier, if you do fake out any of your experiences in the process of employee verification, may not be the immediate employer, maybe the second or third employer. If they catch you, it's going to be a disaster. Okay, there are many examples of this kind of thing happening. So that's the important thing to remember in while you are optimizing your profile. Your LinkedIn profile is very important, because when you apply for jobs and a recruiter or an HR professional, if he or she looks after your LinkedIn profile, uh, there should be a matching pattern, or the years should be matching, or everything whatever you have mentioned in your resume, it should be same as that in LinkedIn. Okay, that's one thing. The other thing is they readily get a reference, how many connections you have, what type of connections, the quality of connections you have. Maybe your number of connections will be less, that's perfectly okay. And based on the company profiles, the company identification or names, they will be in a better position to understand what is happening. The next important part in placement assistance is your own mock interviews. Okay, the company should be able to conduct your mock interviews. When I say company, I'm talking about a training organization or a coaching organization or a placement agency in any case. So this is very generic I'm talking about. So you have to have a mock interview round done before you go forward for any kind of a final interview. The mock interview is supposed to have a feedback mechanism. So what happens typically in a final interview, or let's say a live interview, is you may not get a feedback. You may directly get selected, or if you are not a suitable person for that particular role, you may not get a detailed feedback out, and that may cause that may cause some kind of an instability in your mind, that what went wrong, I don't know what went wrong, I have to improve on some or the other thing. So this is something which you should be focusing on, mock interview and feedback after the mock interview. And this particular step after mock interview, this particular step of improving yourself is going to take little time, and then there should be a second mock interview. So 2 mock interviews are more than sufficient, and after second mock interview you should be getting a score updated. You should be getting some kind of an improvement, noticeable improvement in your own profile. So placement assistance will include training, as I mentioned. So the coach or the trainer should be an industry professional. Second thing is there should be a team available. A single guy should not be doing or handling every single bit. Third thing is you should be optimizing your profile on LinkedIn as well as in a PDF format in a better way. Make sure you are not covering up the gaps. And the fourth important thing is mock interviews. Okay, I hope this summarizes the most important part. This was generic for everyone, technical, non-technical, any recruitment. But typically for technical rounds, okay, one more point I need to add is tool tests. Okay, so for CAD and CAE guys in mechanical engineering, you will be operating bunch of tools. So for CAE guys, it can be a Hypermesh or ANSA or LSDyna or Abacus or anything. And for CAD guys, it can be Creo or CATIA or SolidWorks, Solid Edge or whatever it is. So you should be making sure your hand-on tool, your expertise in tool are good. Okay, so that's the fifth point. Along with mock interview, there should be a tool test, a mock tool test, which will give you a better idea, I think. Okay, so these 5 points, if you remember, I think you're good to go for a final round. Okay, all the best for your placement, guys. See you.